Greetings, test takers, Series 7 test takers. This is the Series 7 Guru coming to you from my studio in fabulous Las Vegas with a request from a test taker to have a question explicated. We explicate any question from any vendor. It is helpful when it's a Kaplan question. If it's a Kaplan question, you can just send me the QID and I can bring it up like I've done here on my screen. So just send me the QID as this test taker did. Say, Dean, can you help me out on question 1415391? Shout out to Kaplan. Kaplan allows my viewers and subscribers here on Reddit and on my channel to get free look at Kaplan questions like this. If you don't have a Kaplan QBank, I think it is the best paid supplement for your Series 7 study effort. The best free supplement is my YouTube channel. There's over 85 free videos there for you on just the Series 7. There's close to 200, but 85 on option or 85 on Series 7, and there's 21 in the options playlist. So just had somebody said one of the optional lecture really helped him out, and I'll put that on the channel here in just a minute to Reddit for you. Anyways, let's get busy on this question. A customer writes one XYZ 45 put at 6 and one XYZ September 35 call at 6. The stock is at 40. Now, the stock, when they tell you what the stock's at, that's not meaningful unless we're buying the stock. It doesn't matter where the stock's at when we do the trade. What matters is where the stock's at when we close the trade. So I'm a big believer in what I call the initial setup. You know, the initial setup is basically tracking the money in and out of the account. Now, there's a lot of ways to do it. I use the T. In fact, my students, you know, we're noted for saying, fire up the T. You know, because if you don't have a T, I'm going to say, where is your T? Now, some people like debit, some people like minus. I like to use dollars out, so I'm going to put that here. Dollars out. I'll put that in red. And then we're going to have dollars in. And remember, we're either going to be doing opening sales here, or we're going to be doing opening purchases, depending on whether we're going long or we're going short. And so this looks like to me what we're doing here is a straddle with different strike prices, which is called a combination. And so it looks like we did an opening sale. Now, a lot of people like to put 600 in there. I like to do it on a per share basis. And then when I'm all done, then I like to look at it. So that's going to be 6. And I'm just going to label which one is this. Let's call that the 35 call contract. You know, when you got a lot of things going on, you want to make sure that you're really kind of got a good setup. And so then there's another 6 here. We're going to call that our 40. That was a 45 put. So let's put that there. We want to make sure we're labeling things correctly so we have room to work. You know, if you want to, you know, I really think you should practice this. So maybe what you want to do is just remind yourself what kind of transaction this is. And what I mean by that is maybe we want to put that this is an opening sale. And this is an opening sale. And so our opening sales here total 12 points. And the reason that might be helpful is because remember, there's 3 things that can happen to an option. You know, the option can be traded. Let's get a bigger font. The option can be exercised, or the contract can expire. So what I'm hinting at is that all these questions are going to end with either the contract gets exercised, the contract, you know, got traded, or the contract expired. So that's how the question is going to end. So let's see what happens next. So before expiration, you close the positions. So again, so that means the option is getting traded. That's what close means. Now, again, I think it's good to practice your skills here. Let's put that in a different color. So if we did opening sales here, the way we offset an opening sale is with a closing purchase. So boom, let's put that in here. That is the offset. Let's get a bigger color. Boom. And we got a closing purchase here. By the way, you know, it might be, you know, there's no intrinsic value. If there's no intrinsic value, well, then it's going to be a 0. But let's see if we have intrinsic value or not. Intrinsic value is way more important way more important than time value, because if you're going to trade options for me at my firm, I'd make you write 1,000 times. Options are a wasting asset. Time value erodes. The expiration of the contract is only worth its intrinsic value. If the contract has intrinsic value, the contract will be exercised. If the contract has no intrinsic value, the contract will expire worthless. Is that good news or bad news? Well, that depends. So now I'm going to put in a different color here, the market price. It tells me the market price now is 43. And what I like to do is if I have a call contract, I like to put the 43 above that just to make, again, my analysis a little easier to do, right? So I'm going to put that 43 there. That's the market price. Call up, put down, call up, put down. And so now I'm going to close out. It says an intrinsic value. So I'm doing my closing purchase. So the intrinsic value of a 35 call with a stock at 43 is 8 points. And so let's put that in there. Boom. And it looks like I'm not too happy on that part, that leg, not testable. And then my 45 put, that's good news, because the 45 put, I made 4 points on that leg, so that's good news. And then remember, we're just looking at overall what happened here. So it looks like, let's just subtotal. Now be careful when you're subtotaling here, because the numbers thus far in my T come from the question. But now I'm introducing this subtotaling here. So these are numbers I'm adding. And so it looks like we got 12 points in. 12 points in. And let's put that in green. And we got 10 points out. Let's put that in red. And I think that means I'm a happy camper, right? I've got actually more money in than out. I've got 2 points. Now, again, I do it per share. So the last thing I got to do is say, okay, well, that's 2 points on one contract. Boom. And then remember, each contract governs 100 shares. So I'm looking for a $200 gain. So let's see if that answer is available to us. Boom. Let's see. Boom. All right. So choice A. Boom. Okay. Let's review real quick. Let's review. Boom. So this question, we first want to set up our T, dollars out, dollars in. We wrote a 45 put at 6 and a 35 call at 6. And so boom, boom, we brought in a total of 12 points. With the stock at 43, those were opening sales. With the stock at 43, we do our closing purchases. And so the 35 call with the stock at 43 is worth 8 points. And the 45 put with the stock at 43 is worth 2 points. We brought in 12, we paid out 10, we got a 2-point profit. We made $200. Okay, so remember, inch by inch, options are a cinch. Yard by yard, options are hard. Send any requests you have my way, and I'd be more than happy to help you out. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.